There are bonefish. There are lemon sharks. And then there's us. That's the order in the food chain, right? The wild doesn't care about the food chain. A flow chart of predator and prey is well and good until there's a shark on your boot.
I stopped there! I felt him underneath me! Woo! Good! That shark wrestling!
The Abacos remind us that the hunter and the hunted are always up for grabs.
Hey, which one are you little? You eat French fries, buddy?
What? What?
What?
What? How do you... Oh, a pig that doesn't eat French fries.
Oh, but of course.
No! Oh, that was wild.
If you're not in a committed relationship with fishing, Captain Travis Sands will make you say, "She's the one." He's as passionate and enthusiastic as any guide you'll come across.
My name is Travis Sands. I'm a bone fishing guide. I've been bone fishing professionally 12 years now in Abaco, but I'm originally from South Andres. My first love was my dad's fly rod. As you could imagine, fly rod back in the day was really expensive, so not everybody had them. So my dad got his first fly rod. I was like about 12 or 11, and my dad was real strict with it. He'll be like, "You're not to touch this rod."
Most of the world takes 727s and prop planes to the Bahamas. Anglers in South Florida do it differently.
So long, Palm Beach.
They wait for the weather to lie down, head out of Palm Beach Inlet, and make the 2-hour crossing. East of Freeport, north of Nassau, the Abacos are a 120-mile-long chain of islands that covers 650 square miles. Fishing, boating, sailing, diving, mingling, doing nothing. Choose one or all of the above. Travis opts for working, which he can do almost non-stop. While it's currently summer, the Abacos offer year-round bone fishing.
I love bone fishing because growing up in Andres, watching my dad, that's his profession. Every time I came from school, I'll see him coming in. We had bridges that they had to go underneath, and I'll be coming off the bus, and I'll see my dad lined up with about 6 other bone fishing boats, and they'll have to pass under the bridge, and it was the coolest thing that you could ever. I didn't even know pay was good, I just loved it. taking people out in the boat and showing them a good time. I know right off the jump that was going to be my profession, no doubt about it. Over the years of being a bone fishing guide, I always have a speech when I get out on the boat. I'm like, the fish that we're hunting today is the bonefish, the 7th fastest fish in the sea. They don't have no nasty teeth or spine to defend themselves. So you don't have to have a super long, clean cast, but you have to have a quiet feet.
Before the fishing begins, a day of exploring the Abacos. Travis comes across a wreck he's never seen before. His own private water park.
I always tell my clients when we get on the boat, I explain to them the fish that we're hunting is the bonefish. They're the 7th fastest fish in the sea. They don't have no nasty teeth or spine to defend themselves, so their only defense is being super fast and super alert. So you don't have to have a super long, clean cast, but you have to have a quiet feet. Reason is, sound amplifies 10 times underwater, travel faster underwater than the word above water, so they'll hear noisy feet before they see a cast in the air. They're not easy to see because their body reflects light. They're known as the great ghosts worldwide, and that's the reason why, so they're pretty hard to see.
Weather conditions push Travis to the ocean side of the Keys, where the water is too skinny for the 26-foot hybrid. That means taking the boat as far as she'll go, then hiking and wading across the flats.
Bone fishing is exciting for me because I love the hunt. As humans, we love the idea of fooling nature and tracking that fish, putting a fly with a fake lure and making them eat that. Every fish has a different personality, so every fish is a different stalking and a different ball game, and I dig the hunt, man. I dig the hunt, that's what it is.
The fishing is slow to start. It's blowing harder than it typically does this time of year.
See these bad boys right here? You get underneath them and you ply them off of the rock. And that's what they look like. Give it a little wash, cut around it. It's easy. Right there, that's the guts behind it. right there. Just clean it off from here. And there you go. You have yourself a nice little tasty snack. Pretty good.
As the tide begins to rise, the bones have enough water to move back into the mangroves. They're hungry and ready to feed.
Sporting fish in high wind is pretty hard because with all that wind on the water, it adds a ripple that makes it pretty hard to pick them out. So you're looking for basically in high winds, tail or big dark shadows.
Oh man. Come to daddy.
The hardest thing about catching bonefish is controlling your excitement in your body language and how loud your feet stomp and throbs.
The Abacos are a ghost town, a gray ghost town, and blowing an opportunity will haunt you.
If you don't have self-control where you can get quiet enough to catch that fish, it ain't happen.
Wrecks are scattered across the Abacos. A lot of the best laid plans have washed up here. Once a family catamaran or shipping vessel, in decay they become something new, wildlife magnets.
The area that we're at is so special because it's like the major spawning site for all the fish in the Abacos, where they migrate to that spot on a certain moon and tide, and they all go into a big bait ball.
Bonefish must know that they're visible and vulnerable in clear, shallow waters. Mirrored scales and a suspicious nature are their only defenses. It takes a stealthy approach and a well-placed cast.
Nice.
Bahamian bones are among the biggest around. Some top 12 pounds. But even smaller ones put up a big fight, displaying their speed with each run. The Bahamas is renowned for its bonefish. Look no further than the Bahamian dime, which has a pair of bones embossed in silver.
Nice fish right there.
So it makes sense that the country participate in their preservation.
Wicked nice.
One of the nice things about the research that Bonefish Tarpon Trust does and funds is that it's focused, it's always focused on having a conservation and management application. And that came to fruition in the Bahamas. Data from our tracking and tagging of bonefish in the Bahamas contributed to the creation of 6 new national parks that protect bonefish, home range habitats, and spawning sites. And we're now working with Bahamas National Trust to use data from other islands to have more national park protection.
What a beauty. The trip to the east side of the Abaco is like a big bay we went into, man. The fish were happy, but they're also finicky, and we figured out that real so why they were. There were sharks.
Today, Travis will wade 8 miles across the Abaco Flats. He finds the bones and the predators that stalk them.
The trip to the east side of the Abaco is like a big bay we went into, man. The fish were happy, but they're also finicky, and we figured out that real so why they were. There were sharks everywhere on the flat, and they were like chasing boots. So, you know, if you got like 2 to 3 foot lemons chasing boots, and they were real happy, and we got into a few pods that gave us a few shots. I hooked up to one immediately, started to get it in, and I noticed this shark just peeled off at my fish. So I'm going like trying to get his attention with the foot stumps, but immediately look to my left and there's this other lemon coming in hot. He ain't breaking, so I know it was on from, I saw his body language. So I immediately airborne, stumped him. Not usually flee him off, but he was committed to the hunt. He got extra excited, came up my leg again. I came down again, stumped him, but I landed on him. He took off, took my feet from underneath me. Really, when I got up, I saw him hightailing it, and I was more relieved to grab my rod and get back into the fight. But unfortunately, the fish that I had on got off.
Ah! I stumped him! I felt him underneath me! Woo! Dude! That shark wrestling! Look at him! Ah! Check him out. Yeah. Dude, that first shark was beefed up. I was like, wang! I hit him! He turned around on my heel. I was like, wang! And then I stepped up and swam away. He pulled me from underneath him. Spin around, jumped over. Like, I stood on him and I was like, I fell. But I was like this, he bolted. Ooh, what a ride. What a ride. You guys got it?
Perhaps we're looking at this food chain thing all wrong. We are the prey, and the distraction of modern life is the predator. If it consumes too many of us, we'll run out of endangered species like the Bahamian bonefish guide.
Well, there's not a lot of Bahamian that are fly fishing. Like, I'm basically one of the youngest guides in the Bahamas right now. The sport's dying because technology is pulling away from the kids, the younger men. They're more interested on what's going on in the fast world and not so much nature, and they don't understand the value and the opportunities in sports and fly fishing in the Bahamas. It's nuts. I love it, and I couldn't trade it for anything else in the world, man.
Travis is one of a kind, and that needs to be fixed.
And I welcome the young guys to come get into this and enjoy life.
Doesn't get sweeter than that, baby. Nice.